Sunday morning, November the 2nd, 2025. Roswell Road, Georgia Highway 9, heading into Buckhead. I guess this is considered Buckhead too here. I'm sure it is. Right here at Powers Ferry and Roswell Road. Right here on the left is what? Anyway, you've got two turns you can make right here, and we did a lot of work for. Okay, well, I was going to turn, but I can't. Didn't get over. Well, let's go straight into Buckhead on. This will be Peachtree. Yeah, that's not Roswell Road. This is. Yeah, it is. God, I tell you what. Yeah, that's Roswell Road. Peachtree is over to the left. One of those complexes over there to the left, we did, I think there were about 8 or 10 of them in there. And one of them was very interesting. Very nice people. And it was an elderly gentleman. They had a sort of a circular stairway going up to the 3rd floor. They had 3 floors of them. And he was a real small gentleman in a wheelchair, and he had a, I guess a porter, or you know, a helper. Somebody helped him out. He couldn't do stuff on his own. You know, driver, helper, and everything. And he was always dressed to the nines in his little black suit and everything. And his helper was dressed exactly the same. And he did everything for him and with him, the wheelchair that drove him, the car, and everything. And it was just real interesting. I've worked for a lot of interesting people through the years. This is a big famous church, Peachtree Presbyterian Church. I think the pastor here was well known. I think he has since passed away, if I'm not mistaken. All this stuff up here on the right is new. It was not here when we were doing work down here. So we haven't done anything down here since 2012, I guess. Maybe 2013. Don't even recognize these places where to turn at now. I think Matt's Barbecue was right here on the corner here somewhere, or restaurant, whatever they were right here. Andrews, I meant to turn there. See, I don't even recognize this place anymore. The Atlanta History Center, we need to go by it. That's where the Texas locomotive is. I think we checked temperature a while ago. It's about 48 degrees, going to 64 today. It is 10 till 10, coming into Buckhead here. Peachtree goes to the left, and it goes out by Lennox out there. We are coming right into Peachtree, where Roswell Road forks off. If you're coming out of Atlanta, it forks off to the left. This is Paces here. This is West Paces to the right, East Paces to the left. We're going to turn on West Paces, and we're going to go down by the Atlanta History Center, and then double back up through here. We are getting video, you know, of historic places and just Atlanta drives this morning. So please like, share, and subscribe. We'll probably have 5 or 6. We'll make a separate playlist of it. It started back. I guess there's still a Whole Foods down here. I used to eat down here at this Whole Foods. I love their salad bars. This parking lot was always packed. I love their flower section. florist section up front. They used to have some interesting stuff. Yeah, but this one and the one on Ponce to Lynn are in the old Ponce Park. You know, that high rise there to the left, we did some of those condos up there. We have several of these condos, one on the 44th, 46th floor on one of these buildings down here. These places are very interesting. They are cities within a city. They are self-contained. They have doctors, they have shopping, they have dentists, haircuts, you know, barbers, they have it all. You never have to leave if you don't want to. Now here is the Lloyd and Mary Ann Whitmire Cyclorama, where the Cyclorama is. This is the Atlanta History Center, this whole area right here. The Texas locomotive is inside here somewhere. They moved from Grant Park, and the Cyclorama, they moved up from Grant Park. There's a historic farm, I think, right down there, but unless they've remodeled and changed everything. Now here on the left, the Marchmans built these condos, and this is where it seems like the lady's name was Sullivan. And her husband hired a hitman, and he came to the door, he had roses, and shot her with a shotgun. That's where that was, right there. Oh, right here, I'm sorry, right here. These right here. And you can see on the top up there, it's got an MSI on that pedestal. Marchman Sons Incorporated. It was after Vernon Marchman and his wife died in a plane crash outside Monroe. All three of those boys worked their whole life. We worked with them. Their daddy always made them work. They worked. Marty got crippled hanging shutters on a house up in Dunwoody. Fell off the ladder and landed on the stoop and broke his back. And I guess he's still in a wheelchair. I haven't seen Marty in, Lordy mercy. And Mike was killed in a boating accident, I think. Electrocuted down in Florida. Ken, I don't know anything about Ken. I did see where a Ken Marchman had died, but I don't know if that's him or not. Prominent builders and developers. Yeah, Marty developed Neely Farm out in Norcross out there. Ward's Division, a lot of Civil War history all down through here. I guess we need to stop and sort of plan which way we're going to go. What we're going to try to catch. We can go down Peachtree and go Peachtree Battle. But is that what we want to do? We want to go over more towards Piedmont, down Cheshire Bridge, more the seedy side of town, cut over to the north side and go up to the big dog part of town. What do we want to do? We're hungry. That's one thing we need to do. Get us a bite to eat. It's 10 o'clock. We wait too much longer, we're not going to get breakfast. We won't be able to get breakfast at McDonald's, at the Mickey D's. I guess they're adding on to that church. Yep. Is there a McDonald's in Buckhead? I do not know. I'm thinking let's turn these off. We're going to turn left and go back into Buckhead here and see about getting something to eat. Then we'll figure out what we want to do, where we want to go, and go from there. Is there a turn lane we can go to over here? Or we're going to get stuck here waiting on another traffic light? I think we can go. We got to pay attention, folks. We knocked off comprehensive on this van because it's too expensive, so all we've got is liability and uninsured motorists. We got to make sure we don't make a mistake. Yeah, the comprehensive had a $1,000 deductible anyway, so we've self-insured for the first $1,000 anyway. Bought a mattress from that place one time, Alhambra. Old apartment complex converted into condos. There's a Mickey D. I should have remembered that. I have eaten at that Mickey D more than once. Okay, let's turn this off and we'll go into Mickey D and get us a bite to eat. Sunday, the 2nd of November, 2025. Leaving the Mickey D's here on Peachtree and Dunwoody and Buckhead. We are going to come down here and turn left. I was going to go Peachtree Battle, but I think we'll cut across to Piedmont. We'll come down Peachtree and cut through, I guess it's Lindbergh. And we came out of the Mickey D's. I don't know, I didn't want to identify the lady. I don't know if y'all saw her or got a glimpse of her or not. She had a little wagon. I guess it was all of her belongings. She was playing a harmonica when we left the Mickey D's. She was having a very animated conversation. It genuinely seemed like she was talking with someone on the phone, but I think she was talking with herself. But she was smiling, she was talking, and she, like I said, she seemed to be happy. But I think now, hopefully you're not going to turn from this lane. But who knows whether she's really happy or not. I mean, and here you are in a straight lane wanting to go left. Yeah, there you go. Get out of the way. She seemed happy, content. Those probably $3 million townhomes right there, condos on the right. That builder developer still owes me $4,000. It'll never happen, but anyway. Please like, share, and subscribe. We'll give you some history facts. My memory may be clouded a little bit. Down here on the left, this next building on the corner here, we're going to turn left. Back around, what, 62 or somewhere in there? Who remembers? Who can refresh my memory or confirm the actual dates? Ex-Playboy Bunny or Playboy Bunny either was stabbed or either stabbed her doctor lover. If somebody remembers can comment on that. Let us know in the comments where people will know. And back, of course, at Lenox Square, what, 1967, 66, somewhere in there, Mary Shotwell Little disappeared from Lenox Square, and that case has never been solved. Her credit cards were used, I think, in Tennessee. There was blood, and I think a bra or pair of panties found in her little Mustang. You have to wonder if they'll ever resolve some of that stuff. Cold case, Atlanta, Georgia. Down here on the left, these condos were being built during the Olympics. We were working on them for SCM, Harrison Design, Southern Construction Management. Right there on the left. What is this? This is Lindbergh. We are cutting through to Piedmont. We'll probably have 5. This would be, what will this be, the first, second? I think this will be the second. Could be the third. I don't know. I get crossed up on that. Sometimes I mislabel the numbers of videos, Atlanta videos for November the 2nd. You know, these little houses were built, maybe some of them were built in the 30s, 40s. A lot of them have been torn down, but these are small lots. So people just about, if they don't get 2 houses, they got to build straight up because there's just not that much lot to work with. We're going to be going down by Peachtree Creek, the South Fork, and I don't think the North Fork has joined Peachtree Creek down here yet. I don't think. But anyway, it used to flood all along here to turn right here at this street and going out Peachtree Creek. It used to flood out there. It would be on the left side going out when you turn and go out through there. And I haven't heard anything about the flooding in a long time, so I don't know what's transpired to be different, but something has. I'm pretty sure the houses, a lot of them were lifted up on stilts, put on stilts so that they wouldn't flood. And we're going to take a little shortcut right here. Well, maybe we won't. That traffic is jammed up for something. Must be a church down there. We will continue straight. We'll turn right up here. Piedmont. We're close to Sidney Marcus, where there's a Home Depot. When it opened, I won a Bosch radio charger. Really nice. It's about an $80 deal or $180. Anyway, it never did work that good. My Bosch stuff never worked that good. The DeWalt didn't either. Those first DeWalt and first Bosch tools, they didn't work worth the flip. The batteries were, well, the tools worked fine. The batteries were terrible. But battery technology has come along so well now. And this building right here on the corner on the left, it's still there. It's a black building. Well, no, it's different now, but it was the Gold Club where all that notorious stuff went on with the high-profile sports celebrities and everything, making it rain and all that kind of stuff. This Piedmont Road straight ahead will take you over to Cheshire Bridge. We're going to turn right and go down. We're going to turn on Monroe and go up Monroe over. I don't think we can drive through Piedmont Park anymore. I think they have closed that off. Peachtree Creek is right down here on the right. Okay, yeah, people going to the church and stuff, they've got traffic control where people can get there to it. It used to be, that building out there used to be the Home Depot Expo, where they had the high-end housing stuff. Big church. I didn't realize it was that big of a deal. But up here on the right, now this bridge is Peachtree Creek. This bridge was built in 1960. That's surprising for that style of bridge. That's usually a later style. Anthem Automotive, I've never heard of them. Tower, Beer, Wine, and Spirits. Ecstasy, Live Girls, Cat Atlanta, what? Cat Atlanta. Well. Tattletales is right up here on the left. And when I was doing insurance adjusting, I got this hail claim. I was the only single person in the office, so they gave this claim to me to come down and do the inspection on the roof of Tattletale, Tattletale. That may be more appropriate. Tattletale. Down here on the left. There wasn't any hail damage. They tried to convince me that it was. But I was Hague certified residential roofs, and they weren't convincing enough to to say they had hail or wind damage. Oh well, they tried. I'll leave that alone. And that right here, I think, or either up one or two, was that gay nightclub that Eric Robert Rudolph is, I think, attributed to blowing up with the, was it the same night or whatever with the Olympics? There again, I'm throwing out some history stuff that I'm foggy on. If somebody could fill me in on some of this stuff. We're going to turn right on Monroe. We're going to go Monroe all the way across Ponce. We're going to go Monroe and turn into Boulevard. We're going to go all the way out to the Federal Pen on Boulevard. I don't know if we'll make it on this video or whether we need to make it on two videos. And then we may cut back across through South DeKalb. I don't know what we're going to do yet, folks. Just follow, share, like, share, and subscribe. We need the views, the watch hours, the subscribers. Try and make this channel at least break even, which it is a long way from. Okay, that's the thing. And this was a round CNS bank right here. I think it's some kind of restaurant now. Years ago, this was an interesting little round CNS bank. Please comment if you had an account here or knew somebody here, came down here. One of my friends, Alan Keys, his mom and dad had an account here. I've come down here, came through here with them a couple of different times. Alan and his wife, from by her son, by their Alan's son, told me through Facebook that his mom and dad were killed in that bad truck car accident on 85 or 985, I guess, what, 12, 15 years ago now, I think, between two tractor trailers. I don't know if our class has ever updated his death, but his son sent me an email, or sent me a message on Facebook. I had friend requested Alan and never got anything back. I said, well, I don't guess he wants to be friends. But come to find out, his son said they were killed in that bad wreck. Alan and Miles Jordan were real good friends. Henry Moulton, I think from Facebook, Miles is in Florida. I don't have any idea about Henry Moulton. I always liked Miles and Henry. Nice guys, good guys. Phil Farr was killed in an accident, I think, from what Frank told me. Him and his brother Will were coming back, or either going to UGA, and killed by a drunk driver. Phil was, not Will. I think Will is on Facebook. I'm not friends with him, but I didn't know him well. I knew Phil well. If any of my Facebook friends see this and know anything about Robert Garland, he never came to any of the reunions. He sort of disappeared. Linda Leverett. Anybody know anything about Linda Leverett? Linda was a good friend. I'd like to talk to Linda. I'd like to talk to Robert. Okay, now one of these roads right here, this maybe this one turns and goes to a bridge. Okay, you gonna go? Stop and go. No turn on red. Well, if you're not gonna go, I will. Yeah, that goes across a bridge there. This is bringing us right to the intersection with Piedmont. I'll spit it out here in a minute. Been to that Kroger many times. Have eaten all through here. At Publix many times. And at this intersection here, we're going to turn, no, we're going to go straight, I'm sorry. But if you turn right here to the left is Smith's Old Bar. I think that is still in operation. Need to come down here one night. Need to come to the back down to the Highlands. The Limerick Junction, the Smith's Old Bar is still there. Limerick Junction. What is the name of that blues bar there in the Highlands, North Highland? Cow Tippers was right up there on the left. Really good steaks. It's been going a long time. If we turned right back there and going up Piedmont Park and the Atlanta Botanical Garden, we're up on the left up there. And we'll also be going by Piedmont Park entrance to our right down here too. I don't think we can. I think they have closed that off. I don't think we can go through Piedmont Park at all now, but I don't know. Somebody will have to comment and let us know. I think I'll post this one on Facebook. And we are videoing it with the S22 Ultra and the Osmo Action 5, so we can upload this one from the phone and post it to Facebook. There's some more people I'd like to have an update on. Right off my head, I can't think who it might be. I know it seemed like Jimmy Irvin disappeared, but I have found out that he's in Macon. Steve West helped me figure that out, or he figured it out for me and put me in touch with him. I talked to Steve, I talked to Steve not that too long, but what, 2 years ago. They're over in Alabama, and Jimmy Irvin's down in Macon, and I did talk to him before one of the reunions. He said they were going to come, but then they did not. Who else has disappeared, has just dropped off of the radar? Ben Kirkman, but Steve said he was DeKalb County Police. Doug Maple, I think he was a DeKalb County Police. A lot of our classmates ended up DeKalb County Police. Ronnie Fancher. Last time I talked to Ronnie, worked for me at AMP for a while at Columbia Drive, or Belvedere, whatever you want to call it. Quit and I think went into plumbing, and then went to work for DeKalb Police and retired DeKalb Police. Piedmont Park's right here on the corner to the left, to the right, I'm sorry. This place here, Woody's, used to be some really good hot dogs and stuff. Turn here and you can go up to North Highland, and the Virginia Highlands. Like I say, we're going to stay, we'll come up here to Ponce de Leon, go straight across. I think it turns into Boulevard when we cross. A lot of people out getting coffee, walking. Very nice fall day to be out walking the streets. And like I said, Atlanta is a city of trees. streets were good for the Olympics in '96. Billy Payne he did a good job cooperating with the city of Atlanta, and the streets were in good shape, but they are a mess now. Most Georgia dirt roads are in better shape than Atlanta streets. These streets are almost as rough as a Georgia wildlife management area. Okay, Ponce de Leon to the right is Midtown. To the left takes you down to the old Sears and Ponce Park, where the Whole Foods, Home Depot, and all that stuff is down there on the left, and Atlanta City Market, whatever they call that now. I think they've got walking trails up there on the top and a garden and all kind of stuff. They've turned the old Sears building into something very nice. Okay, let's see. Ponce de Leon, yeah. What are we on? Are we on Boulevard now? New apartments or townhouses, one. Or not townhouses, but condos or apartments, one. A lot of new stuff. And as much as I dog out at the city of Atlanta, and I do dog them out, there's been so much development, they had to keep the streets torn up to update the infrastructure, tie into the utilities. You would think they could do a better job of patching back over that. All this stuff on the left is new. When I say new, it's at least fairly new. I'm pretty sure we're on Boulevard now. I think when we cross DeKalb Avenue, Decatur Street, we will turn these off. Okay, this video is 21 minutes long. All this stuff is new. Georgia Baptist is down here, but I think I guess it's completely gone, or has it changed names and it's Atlanta Hospital or something now? I hadn't kept up with this stuff since I haven't been down here in about 10 or 12 years. About 12 years, 13 years, I guess. Used to be down here all the time. Those condos, those townhomes tore down. I sold one of those townhomes to one of my clients, and now it looks like it's being torn down. Huh. Well, I guess she ended up making out like a bandit. Okay, the left here is that's Ralph McGill. Maybe it's up here a little further. Maybe what I sold her was up here a little further. Okay, that's the old hospital complex. I think that's where Georgia Baptist was. Okay, the complex that I sold my client was up here on the right. And this should be, or are we still not quite close enough? Okay, Highland Avenue right here. Crossed over, they take you back down to the Highlands. Homeless Park out there to the left. Homeless Park, homeless camp. Crossing over, what was that? I can't keep up with all this stuff and pay attention to my driving. I guess we crossed over. Whatever. You know, right? Okay, I think we're coming up on Martin Luther King Place up here. Martin Luther King. That tribute, his park, or whatever this stuff is up here. There's a fly in here driving me crazy too. Got to remain focused on driving. Trying to tell y'all stuff and stay focused on driving is not. My poor old brain. They didn't have a turn light on, and now they're trying to turn. Wonderful. I guess we're going to drop over in that right lane to avoid this going down the road further. flies driving us crazy, folks. Get out of here, fly. Now they get to turn and we get, there you go. That's the way it works, isn't it? We'll probably get up here and we've got to turn right from this lane. Wouldn't surprise me. Okay, is this Edgewood? No, this is Auburn Avenue, Sweet Auburn. To the left is downtown. To the right is downtown. See all this crazy stuff that comes out of my mouth? I don't know where it comes from. Yeah, we're on Boulevard. I think we've been on Boulevard since we crossed Pontsville Inn. These houses here were probably built in the 20s. Some of them maybe even the teens. I don't know if you can see them or not as we go by. Little bitty fireplace stacks, and then maybe one larger fireplace stack. The small ones may have been for a gas heater vent. There's old fire station number 6 there. I think see, now we got to turn right. When Daddy started for DeKalb County Fire Department, well, we'll scoot on across in front of this. There we go. He went to his first station he worked at was number 6 in DeKalb County, over off of McAfee, I think. Okay, we're about to come under DeKalb Avenue. Okay, let's try to get some of this graffiti left and right. Decatur Street, DeKalb Avenue. Oakland Cemetery will be on here to our right. Cabbagetown to the left. If we're going to stop, we need to stop and change stuff rather than try to do it on the fly. I'll tell you what, we'll stop at I-20. Or right before we get to I-20, which will be right up here. There's a Cabbagetown right here on the left. I think the final version I've got of Cabbagetown was, I've heard different versions. People say the cabbage truck turned over and this, that, and the other, but from what I heard, it seems to be more accurate and makes more sense. Is, poor mill people, Milltown, they cooked a lot of cabbage. I love cabbage. There's nothing wrong with cabbage. And you said it was said the mill workers are coming through Cabbagetown at dinner time. You could smell cabbage cooking all over Cabbagetown, and that's the way it got its name. And I believe that versus the cabbage truck turning over and that kind of gobbledygook. It makes much more sense. Okay, let's turn this off. We're going to pull over in that parking lot right over there across the street. We're going to start up a new video and sort of regroup just a little bit. Yeah, so this will be a wrap for this one. It's 28 minutes long.